Okay, I've owned this Harbor Freight 90 amp flux wire welder for probably about a year and a half now. I've built a roof rack for my Pathfinder and done some little odds and end welding with it. But I wanted to show you guys, after a year and a half, this thing still works. It's not the best welder in the world by any means, but it gets the job done. I'm going to show you the project that I just wrapped up to show you that it is capable of doing some pretty decent stuff. Welds are pretty crappy, but some of that's my fault. But anyways, here's a trailer. I didn't build the trailer, but what I did is a friend of mine, he bought this trailer, didn't have any decking on it. He put some 3/4 inch plywood down, but there was nothing on the ramp. The ramp was just this outside frame and this one crossbar, and that was it. There was no expanded steel, nothing. So he brought me the expanded steel, bought me a bunch of 1-inch square tubing. I'm gonna have to guess it's probably 16 gauge. If I'm to guess, it's not that thick, but I went and welded those 2 cross braces, the vertical ones, and then welded this expanded steel all on the ramp. I might do a little bit more reinforcing with about 3 more vertical pieces in here. It's up to the guy. I ran out of material. So here's the main part of what I did. He's using this trailer for landscaping. So what he wanted to do was be able to have something up front where he can put brooms and rakes and shovels and those types of tools. And I suggested to him that while we do this, might as well make a couple of spots for fuel cans. So this is my design. I added on to the front of the trailer about a foot. Put in this expanded steel. This is not one solid piece. If you look right here, I had to stitch it together with that welder. Like I said, some of these welds are pretty sloppy. Most of them are. But again, a lot has to do with being my fault and not prepping the metal properly and just trying to get through it. But even with that, sloppy welds, this thing is strong as hell. I mean, it doesn't really flex at all. The flexing is coming from the metal a little bit. Mostly it's the trailer moving. So, that's what I was able to build. This is strong. Really strong, actually. I could stand on it, and I'm about 270 on the corners, and it's going to hold. So, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that if you're looking to get one of these 90 amp welders and you're concerned about, well, what can I use it for? You can do basic stuff like this. This rack up front's not going to hold a whole hell of a lot of weight. It could, but it's not meant to. A couple 5-gallon fuel cans and some rakes and shovels, maybe about 30, maybe about 50 pounds. But this ramp in the back, he's got some ride-on mowers that he's going to load in here that I believe he said were in the vicinity of 400 to 600 pounds. I'm not so sure that it's going to be strong enough. I think so, but part of the issue with this is that this cast metal here flexes a ton. So I'm not sure if he's going to want me to reinforce it or not even more. We'll see. But again, I'm more than confident that those welds are going to hold up to that kind of weight. It's just a matter of, is it braced enough? So anyway, you can see my Pathfinder out here. If you look at my other videos, you can see this roof rack a ton better. I don't really have a light out here, but I built the roof rack on it with that welder. Again, not the cleanest welds in the world, but I'm not a master welder either. And it's just a matter of getting the job done for me and making it functional. And it is functional. So anyway, as far as thickness is concerned, if you look here, this is 3/16 plate steel. Now, if I was going to use this for something structural like the suspension in my truck or you know, the bumper's made out of that same steel. If I was going to use it for something like that, I would not use that welder. You know, that's some pretty critical stuff. You know, if I need to get winched out, I can't have that bumper getting ripped apart because the welds are not penetrating far enough. But for something like this, more than adequate. More than adequate. You know, my theory is if it breaks and it doesn't kill nobody, or you're not risking your life or potentially getting stranded somewhere because it broke, a weld broke, might as well try it. You know, if it's something that's really, really important and you're concerned that, you know, this could kill you and your family because you tried to weld up some suspension pieces or something like that, then definitely don't use it. So anyways, again, this is my 1.5 years into owning this 90 amp Harbor Freight welder. Take it for what it's worth. The thing's all right. You know, I do have a little bit of an issue with the wire getting jammed in the gun and then it stops feeding properly. And just it's spinning no matter what the tension is. So, I mean, for $100, what can you expect really? So, all right.